Welcome back. I'm here with our next business contributor, guest expert Steve Gavatorta, founder and CEO of the Gavatorta Group, a business communications coaching company. Steve, welcome back to the show.
Great to be back.
I know. I love having you here. I think we know that listening is a fundamental part of good communicating.
Absolutely.
And that many of us think we're great listeners, but we really aren't, right?
That's correct. We're not, unfortunately.
What are we doing wrong?
Yes, several things going on here. As I've said in past shows, we're in a high-tech, low-touch world right now, and it's very hard to get our messages across, so people are oftentimes coming from a selfish perspective, and two things happen. One, they come with the intent of solely getting their message across and not hearing what someone else is saying. And secondly, when the other person does say something, they're coming with the intent of thinking what their response is going to be before even listening.
So they're so busy being into their own head
Exactly.
and into their own thoughts that they're just not listening, even though
Absolutely.
they think they are. Okay.
That's correct. That's correct.
So we do that. I know I found myself doing that, and I'm supposed to be a good listener. So what can we do to get ourselves out of our own head and become really what I've been trained to call active listeners? Because it is a skill you can learn. What can we do?
3 simple steps. The first step is before you enter any conversation, set a goal for that conversation. When you set a goal for what you're striving to accomplish, you're going to become better at listening because you're going to drive towards hearing things to resolve for that goal.
Okay, so when you set the goal, you're now listening, wanting the things that will achieve that goal.
Exactly.
And that will motivate you to listen better.
Exactly.
Okay.
Step 2, be in the moment. Don't go in with an agenda. Just simply be there to listen and truly understand things from someone else's point of view.
Okay. All right. So, again, that's that mindset that you have. I'm not going to go in thinking, what do I want to sell?
Exactly.
And what do I have to say? I'm going to go in with the mindset of, I just want to hear what the other person
Correct. Take a few steps back. Absolutely.
Okay. All
and
right.
step 3
Good stuff.
is ask what I call questions with a purpose. Questions with a purpose means ask questions that drive towards that goal you've set from the get-go.
Okay.
When you ask questions that drive for that purpose, you're going to hear things that are going to entice you to listen more and then in turn ask better questions, which ultimately are going to drive to getting that answer that you wanted in the first place.
So what kinds of questions can you give us some
Absolutely.
examples of questions we would ask?
I recommend 4 base question techniques. These are what I use most often. It's open-ended questions, closed-ended questions, probing questions, and summarizing. Use a combination of those 4, and you'll ultimately drive to the goal of that conversation and become better at listening.
Wonderful. All right. An open-ended question is, I know, one that encourages people to free think.
Absolutely. You're encouraging dialogue. It's not getting a one-word response. You're getting someone else to talk to you.
So an open-ended question might be something like, tell me more.
Absolutely.
Or what else happened?
Correct. Getting someone else to talk more. So you're listening to them and you're gleaning more information from them. Absolutely.
So then the closed-ended question, I would presume, is wanting to get specific information from people.
Correct. You're confirming facts at this point. Oftentimes people come into too many conversations asking solely closed-ended questions. The dialogue goes nowhere. Confirm facts is why you want to use a closed-ended question.
So you're getting the facts from the answers from the open-ended questions.
Bingo.
And until you ask the open-ended questions, you don't have the facts to confirm.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Number 3?
Probing questions, which is about digging deeper and getting clarity on what you've heard as well, too. Now, an example of that might be, so your business is down due to competition. Tell me how you're losing the business and to what competitors.
Okay.
Something like that. So you're really honing in on something and want more information about it.
Specific information, and then you want them to expand on it.
Correct.
Okay.
Then close that out, you might use a summarizing question, which is really to review and validate all that you've heard. So building on the previous example, it might be, so you're telling me your business is down 5% due to new product introductions, and you need to find a solution to beat your competition. Correct? So you're summarizing everything you've heard.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Very good. All right. Well, I have great news, everyone.
Okay.
Starting next week, Steve will become a regular contributor to the show, taking over the weekly Straight Talk feature. We'll be getting tips and advice from a seasoned pro With a client list that includes Bayer, Pfizer, and New York Life, you are impressive, man. Steve, welcome to the team. I am really looking forward to hearing from you every week.
Likewise. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
I'm
great
glad.
segment.
In the meantime, if you want to follow up with Steve or ask him a question, you can reach him by phone. That number is 813-908-1343. Or you can email him at steve@Gavatorta.com.
Correct.
To learn more about his company, go to the website, Gavatorta.com. We will also have his contact information on the show's website. Talk to you next week.
Looking forward to it.
All righty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.